where I'm at. Alrighty. Alright, so rank isn't... I don't really care if you... Like, all I care about at this rank is that you're in the 20 queues. Awesome. Awesome. I'm glad, yep. Glad you found that review to your liking, I guess. Like, I don't want to say, hopefully you found that review helpful, because I don't want it to say, like, oh, here's some help of things you can do. I actually just want you to keep doing that. Just keep that for a few more games. For like another 10, 20 games, and then we can start helping that. So at this level, cuts, liberties, don't miss captures, don't miss cutting points, first and second line cuts. Know the 3-3 invasion, and yeah, just approach and close. That's pretty much it. Approach, good, perfect. All right, he goes in. Okay, surround. Little bit unnecessary, but I guess you're making a space. I don't know. The shape here is technically to go here, but okay. You stop him from going to the 3-3. Whatever. Okay, he runs away. Not the end of the world. We're not worried about this just yet, as long as we're staying connected and stuff. Okay, so you play 3-3. Okay, yep. This is the punishment, but we're not worried about that yet. Not at this level. Okay, expand. Yep. I like it. I like it. We're connecting, we're making ice space, we're living. I'm not playing the best order, but you're not supposed to play perfect. You're a 22Q, right? So I like it. I like it. We're getting a lot of good games today. Ooh, double peep. Push. Not keep pushing. You cut off the stone. You can even surround. If he tries to save the stone, you can actually come back and cut here. Atari? 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 Atari. Maybe stuff happens. Maybe it's too complicated. But that means you could also threaten to. Just jump and break into his moyo. Okay, but you invaded. Not quite ready that far yet. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I just like pushing up because it cuts off, right? And gives potential. Like, there's potential Aji. But keeping your opponent cut. But okay, you invaded. This invasion's harder than 3-3. And since you don't have a lot of escape paths yet, it's going to be difficult. Okay, so he blocked your escape path. No, you don't. You can't respawn. You have to make ice space. It's now a life and death problem. How do we know that? Because you are completely surrounded. Once something is completely surrounded, it's no longer can I escape. It's now life and death. It's a life and death problem. So, how do we solve life and death problems? Step 1, expand the ice space. Step 2, vital point. Or step 3 and 4 of the Clossi approach. This is also unnecessary. I'm not sure why you played this move at all. If you want to block your base, block your base. This is your ice space. Sorry, points, because we haven't learned bases because we're not on the 19.19. If you want to block your points, block your points. Or block your points. If you want to help your weak stone, help your weak stone. Help your weak stone. Expand ice space. This one, I don't know what it does. Cutting here looks cool, but where are you going to run? You're dying. You need your space. You need your eye space. Thank you for the follow. Versus 7176. Welcome to the stream. Let me know if you have any questions. Yep, eye space. Eye space. Yeah, you kind of have like 3 weak groups. Thank you for the follow, Corona. Welcome to the stream. Let me know if you have any questions. Yeah. There's some cool looking stuff, but not 20Q. Definitely not 20Q. Good catch. Unnecessary. The connection's here. He can't cut here because it connected there. It's like this one, I'm still connected here. But this stone is not connected here. Yeah, this is dead. Yep, walk in, walk in. Yeah, you're kind of ignoring groups that are surrounded. That's really the only issue that I'm seeing this game. Cutting points? Yep, your cutting points are good. Oof. This shape. This is a bulky 5. You just die. Oh. But bulky 5 has 8 liberties. Do you know that? Do you know that bulky 5 is 8 liberties? I don't know if yeah, do you know the simple life and death shapes? Yeah, do you know the simple life and death shapes? 3 in a row, bent 3, bulky 5, corner 6. Those shapes we learn at the 20 Qs. Those are our first life and death shapes. Okay. This is sort of one of those side things that it's not like one of the things I teach. It's more of a side note if it comes up. But at single digit Q, capture races are a thing. So one of the side notes that is really important to remember for all the single digit Qs watching the stream, or anyone watching the stream actually, those simple shapes that we all should know, bulky 5, bent 3, 3 in a row, you need to be able to tell me, like, almost within a couple seconds, how many liberties do those eye sizes have. Because in a capturing race, with one eye versus one eye, or one eye versus no eye, knowing that liberty count of simple eye shapes is very, very useful. It's not the most important skill in the world, because it's not that it comes up a lot, but it does come up. And it does potentially have effects on some of your games. Not a lot of them, but it does come up every so often. It does come up in capturing races and whatnot. So it's good to know. It's one of those things that's just good to have that knowledge. Even if you don't use it like every single game. So this is one of those side notes. This bulky 5 is 8 liberties. So what do I mean by that? 1, so that's actually, okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, oh, sorry, that's Sente. Apologies. 4, I just had a brain fart. There we go. How many stones? 5, 6, 7? So that's 8. Right? I believe I did that right. Let me double check myself. 1, 2, 3. Go back to my variation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, and then capture. I think I'm confusing myself. I'm adding this move, and I think that's where I'm making my mistake. It's been a couple years. I just know that there's 8, and then I always double check when it comes up in a game. I said it all confidently, and now I'm just like miscounting it. Yeah. But the point is, count how many white moves it takes to capture you. If you include this one, I guess it's 9. But 1, 2, 3, start over. 1. Give me that one. 2, 3, 4. Wait, so you're minus 1 because you had to respawn. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I know. So 7, 8. There it is. I counted 1 wrong. That's 8. It takes 8 moves to capture Bulky 5. Yeah. It's 8. I swear it's 8. It's just I keep confusing myself now. Now I'm confusing myself. So how many liberties does Black have right now? So as it stands, it should be 8, I believe. 8 moves to capture. I couldn't remember the part that I was confusing myself was I couldn't remember if it's 8 now or 8 here or 8 here. That was what was confusing me. But how many moves does it take to capture? That's how many liberties you have. Sorry, I made that way too confusing. The point is, if you have the number in your head, then you just double check it in your games with reading, and you'll be able to say, hey, this is a capturing race. How many liberties do I have? And having that sort of skill or knowledge is just a good side note. So it's really impressive that you actually figured that out at 22Q. So him playing here, there's absolutely no way you can lose this race. So he has like 4. So you could actually ignore, and he goes. And then ignore, and then he goes, and now you go, and then he goes, and then you go, and then he goes, and then you go, and then he goes, and then you go, and you still win the race. Actually, you could capture, and then go away again, and still get it. There's no way you could lose that race if you know that there's more than 4 liberties in here. Which you caught that? That was really good reading. Okay. But what was your response to that move? Throwing life and death shade at you. If you can solve this life and death problem, can you solve this one? Yeah. Oops. Let's see. I think that's a Co. That should be Black's Death. If you play that at the end of the game. A Co at the end of the game should be dead. Because there shouldn't be any Co threats for your opponent. It's not always the case. It's not always true. But it's one of those reasons why they consider Bent 4 in the corner dead. Because you just wait to activate the Co until the end of the game. But it's not always the case. Anyway. This is a nice game. You watch cuts, liberties. So I'm wondering. Oh, you do play 19x19. Yeah, I think you just need to learn 19x19. I think you're ready for 19x19. Yeah, there's a few shapes, but it's always going to be the case. I think you're probably ready for 19x19. Yeah, because remember, we want to get the 19x19 as soon as we can. Because the 19x19 is the strategies we want to learn. The 9x9 just gives us some simple stuff to learn first, so we don't mess up attack and defense. This is stuff I think is bad. Definitely some mistakes this game. I think you started rushing in overtime, is what it looks like. This one's silly. Yeah, I think it was overtime pressure, probably. Just calm down. Don't freak out in overtime. But I think you're about ready for 19 by 19. Yeah. Have you watched the Beginner's Lecture Series? Beginner's Lecture Series. How to play on the 19 by 19 for a 20Q. Who know... Twice now. Nice! Awesome. Awesome. So yeah, you should be good to go. Just play it, figure out what you're messing up, and then get game reviews. Now, don't expect to win right off the bat. You're going to mess something up, but it's time to go learn what it is that you lack on the 19 by 19. But as long as you have cutting points and liberties, and you can do a basic 3-3 invasion, you can approach and enclose a corner, you should be good to go. You know how territory works. You should be good to go. Yeah. Hopefully it'll go well. Alright, Canadian Hammer. Descent Shape Lecture. Descent Shape